Don't be sorry at all, because once you have leveled up with some stuff in your life, you start caring about certain things. You stop caring about how you look when you bust your move.
Go ahead.
Because you know, when I was 19, 20 and in the clubs, honey, I could dance. Then I got saved, and I swear I did not ask God to take the dancing away, but I don't know what happened. He was like, okay, no more dancing for you. Because I got another level I need to put you on. And if you can still bust that move that you used to bust, you don't send the wrong message. I ain't lying, I got a picture with a couple and a person in here that was with me, so she remembers. My best friend, our best friend of 30 years. I want to shout her out. I ain't tell her I was going to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. First best friend of 30 years. Right here. We've been best friends since we were 9 years old. So she knows everything. And was there. Everything.
And I won't tell nothing.
And that's why we still best friends. So let me just start with this. Like Lady Speak said, yes, cinnamon is my real name. I usually have to say that, so thank you for saying that for me. I appreciate it. But let me just say this. I just keep elevating. No losses, just upgrading. My lessons make blessings. I turn that into money. Well, I'm trying to. We're still working on it. Thank God I never settled. This view is so much better. I'm chilling. I'm winning. Like on another level. The song that he just played, these are the lyrics. A lot of times we get caught up in the bumps. We like, hey, that's cute. Listen to the words. Listen to the words of that song. I love the words of that. Listen, this was my ringtone. So when you text me and said what the theme was, I was like, oh, well, there it is. There you go. Oh, you can talk all you want. See me, I am greater. I see greater. Nothing I'm afraid of, and I can't have it all. Thank God I never settled. This view is so much better. Like on another level, and you can talk all you want. See me, I see greater. Nothing I'm afraid of. I can have it all. One of the things that stops a lot of people from leveling up is that they don't see what's greater and don't believe that they can have it all. It's fear, but we're going to talk about that today. So let's talk about one definition of leveling up. I could have gone to Merriam-Webster, dictionary.com, lots of different places that give a lot of definitions, but I like Urban Dictionary because it's fun. You see a lot of stuff on Urban Dictionary and the explanations of such, hilarious. So if you've never been on that website, I invite you. But one of the definitions based on Urban Dictionary was to make a move in your life for the better. This is what it means to level up. To make a move in your life for the better. But what's better? What constitutes it as better? What makes moving from A to B, what makes B better than A? Well, level up from what? Let's start there. What are you leveling up from? Where are we coming from? What's the starting point? This is part of the process of leveling up. Because one thing, I've been in church all my life. And when I say all my life, I mean all my life. Now I grew up in a Free Will Baptist church. Didn't grow up Pentecostal, although I kind of gravitated. Kind of grew up Baptist-costal. That's what we called it at least. Because we were like wannabe Pentecostal, but we were very Baptist. So we were like wannabe. We wanted to shout, we wanted to fall out, we wanted to do all the things. But one thing I didn't do is, you had church 5 nights a week, all the time. I didn't go with that, so I missed out on that part. Not complaining either, but I missed out on that part. But one of the things that I learned from growing up in church is that we can hear a lot of messages, we can hear a lot of sermons, we can hear a lot of speeches, we can hear a lot of words. But how many times do we actually take to apply those to our life? There are times when we have to just take the message, take the lesson, and apply it to our lives, okay? So that's what we're gonna take a break to do today. So we're gonna talk about leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. How do we do that? Because there are people who want to level up and kind of just praying about it and waiting on God to just go ahead and move. And so we just kind of sitting still waiting on it. But what do we do? What can we do while we're waiting for that level up? First thing we can do is decide, what are we leveling up from? What is our starting point? In other words, what's your foundation? What's in your foundation? What is a foundation? The strength of a building lies in its foundation. The strength of the building, an entire building, one story like this building versus a 75-story skyscraper, lies in its foundation. So we've got to pay attention to what's in the foundation. The purpose of the foundation is to hold the structure up. What's under there? What's holding you up? What keeps you up? What keeps you strong? You got to know what that is. The foundation plays three major roles in the construction of a structure. Number one, to support the load of an entire building. Now, our host, Lady Speak, made a good point. She didn't even know what she said when she said she was not going to sit in this chair. She was not going to sit in this chair because she took a look at it and said, that ain't the foundation I need for what I got. For what I'm carrying, I need something a little stronger than that. I need something a little sturdier than that. I need to check the foundation. What are you standing on? What you sitting on? Some of us are sitting on some dreams. We're sitting on some goals. We're sitting on some wishes. We're sitting on some generational stuff. We're sitting on seeds that grandma and great-grandma sowed, but we refuse to let that thing sprout because we will not get in there and check that foundation. We need to do that. We need to pay attention to the foundation. It's very important. A good and strong foundation keeps the building standing while the forces of nature wreak havoc. A lot of times we pay attention to, we want to put up our shutters. We want to make sure that we, tent and tarp the roof and the ceilings and do all the things and barricade the doors and put the sandbags down. Come on, South Floridians. We know what hurricane. We know what we know the things. Wash your clothes, get the gas, clean Publix out of water. I'm still a little bitter about it, but that's all right. I ain't get my water. I didn't get there in time. I had to work. Y'all clean that thing out. But do we pay enough attention to the foundation of the building that we're in? Because we can do all of the things, but if the foundation is weak, there goes our building. There goes our building. Well-built foundations keep the occupants of the building safe. Storms of life will go, will flow. They are sure to come and go. Come on, Yolanda Adams fans in the house. Riding through the storm because we've got a strong foundation. So we're looking at leveling up. We got to start with what's at the base, what's at the root, what's at the bottom of it, what's holding us up. Checking the foundation. And the foundation must be built such that it keeps the ground moisture from seeping in. Not only does it hold the building up when the storms come, but what's happening up underneath and what we can't see, the stuff we can't see, the foundation has to protect the building against that stuff too. That's the foundation. You can't skip it. You can't level up without what's up under there. So how does that translate to us? How does that translate to our lives? Because that was a building. That's some good stuff. Yeah. I like doing research. Me and Google, we're good friends. We're good friends. But let me ask you this. What's in your foundation? What are you made of? What is it that goes into holding you up? This is where, as a therapist, I get to have a little fun with your life. get to get down and dig into some things that we would otherwise not want to pay attention to. But if we want a strong foundation, we've got to pay attention to some stuff. Has anyone ever seen a building go up from groundbreaking until it's actually up? I hadn't seen that until a few years ago when my parents built their house in South Carolina. And I couldn't understand, why was the construction team digging down to build the house up? I didn't understand that. It didn't make sense to me, because what do I know? I just lived in the house, I ain't paying attention to it being built. I was a child. So now as an adult, I'm looking. And they had to dig down to see what was going on in there because they had to create the foundation, but they hit this big rock. This really, really big rock. And they couldn't do anything with it it was like a boulder, it was huge. And they couldn't do anything with it. So you know what they did? Anybody? Who knows what they did? Yeah. Drill it. Yeah. Break that thing up. Break it to pieces. Break it up. We have some things that's in our foundation that's preventing us from building a strong foundation because we refuse to dig in and break it up. We can't afford to do that. We can't afford to continue to do that. And I'm going to say this as an African American Christian woman, we do it the best. Yeah. Women, we do it the best. We're the best at it because we will hide it and mask it under, I have to take care of everybody else. So I don't have time to dig into my foundation. I have to build my daughter's foundation. I have to help her build hers. I don't have time to deal with my foundation. Yeah, I see that crack in my wall. I see it. But you know what? I'm just going to get some plaster from Home Depot or Lowe's or something and patch it on over there and keep it moving. We can patch up real good. We can patch up real good. We're good at it. Yes. We are good at it. Anybody ever want to know how to do it? Find you a woman. We'll tell you. Girl, man, I got this going over there. Child, let me tell you how to get around that. Let me tell you how to put a Band-Aid on that broken leg. So what you do is, we're good at it, but it's not serving us. It's not building our foundation. We're not even paying attention to what's preventing the strength of our foundation. Things such as, who raised you? Who raised you? Was it your birth parents? Was it adoptive parents? Was it grandparents? Was it step-parents? Looking at the people that have raised us, the lessons that we learn from them, even the lessons that they don't teach us, just things that we see, things that they're called the covert lessons. They're undercover. Lessons like, don't air your dirty laundry. Lessons like, you don't tell me. Lessons like, we don't talk about that stuff. Lessons like, oh, just take it to the Lord in prayer. Lessons like, girl, if you don't cook for your man, somebody else will. See, I don't even have to finish the sentence. Somebody else will. I'm not going to do that. But we learn these are the types of lessons. So we have to look at what are the things that we learned growing up that shape who we are today. That's part of our foundation. Also, not just who raised you, but who made you. Amen. Who made you? In my head, Iyanla is my auntie. Like in my mind, we go to family reunions and everything. Like in my head, when I go to South Carolina for Thanksgiving, she's gonna be there, and she's probably gonna cook something and bring it. That's all in my head. And I realize it's in my head. I probably should seek my own therapist for that. And that's okay. That's all right. But in my head, that's my auntie. So every Saturday night when she comes on TV, I be front and center like, hey, auntie, what you gonna tell me tonight? It's like a weekly bedtime story. What we talking about tonight? But auntie, y'all do your work. But she has this thing that she says that I love, that whoever carried you, even if they didn't raise you themselves for whatever the reasons, whatever they had going on in their lives and a part of their foundation, you marinated in it. You baked in it. How many people leave their chicken soaking before they Barbecue king over here. With all that labeling your food. I'm sorry, I'm hungry. I'm talking about food. Okay. But it matters what you marinate in. It matters what you're soaking in. And no, we can't change it. But it's good to at least identify it. To know what it is. What was going on in my mom's life when she conceived me? Did she even want kids? Did she want kids with the person she made a kid with? There are some real questions. Those are things that matter to our foundation. They do matter. How'd you grow up? What era did you grow up in? Were you a part of the 70s, 80s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, if so, I'm sorry. I dealt with someone the other week with their children, and I had to help them. They were like, oh, they're just so addicted to social media. I said, I want you to realize something. The year that your child was born, we had smartphones. They've never known a life without a handheld device. They've never known it. So saying to them, oh, you know what, you can put that phone away, they have no idea what you just spoke German and grew an extra head out the side of your neck. What? Oh, 30s, 40s, 50s, very different eras. And they shape how we think. They shape how we behave. They shape our emotions. And if we're even allowed to have any. Because at one point, women were owned by their husbands. We weren't allowed to have a thought. They had all the thoughts. They had all the feelings. They had all the money. They had the jobs. We just had the kids. They had this. See? It shapes you. It molds you. It's part of your foundation. Where did you grow up? Did you grow up in New York City? Did you grow up right down here in Miami? Did you grow up in the country in South Carolina like my family did, who the city only got on the map about 10 years ago? Maryland. Very different. It's different. And it will shape you and how you think. I have a cousin that grew up in New York City. She was 9 years old riding the subway by herself. Because that's just what you did. So when she moves down here, people are like, she's always thinking about herself and just moving and not telling nobody what she's doing. That's it. That's what she did. That's what you did. It's part of what makes you. Your memories. Your memories make you. The great memories, the good memories, the ugly memories, the traumatic memories, the sexual assault memories, you know, the ones we weren't allowed to talk about. My granddaddy raised me, but he died when I was 6. That's the only father I knew memories. Those make you. They mold you. They're part of your foundation. And I can go on and on. But I'm going for it. Because I smell the food. And if I smell it, I know y'all smell it. And then I'm going to lose all your attention. But sometimes in order for the foundation to be strong and secure, the barriers have to be broken up. So recognize what some of those barriers are. For me, a barrier, and those who may or may not know my story, I'm not here for a testimony, but I have clinical depression, and I myself have tried to take my own life. 12 years ago, praise God, 12 years ago. What I did not know was that in the making of that foundation, a barrier in there was the fact that I was born into a family that did not believe in mental health. They didn't say it. They didn't say it out loud like, hey, yeah, what's up, y'all? Happy Thanksgiving. We don't believe in mental health. They didn't do that. But little things would come on the news, like, you know, somebody tried to kill themselves and they would say something like, I don't get that. That's just stupid. Yeah, exactly. That kind of stuff. So when I was going through my thing, there was no way I wanted them to know. There was no, I wasn't enough money to pay me to tell them. No. was part of my foundation. Keep it a secret. Keep it hidden. Don't say anything. Don't tell anyone. Part of the foundation. Well, no, I'm sorry, that wasn't part of the foundation. That was a barrier to the strength of my foundation. That thing had to get broken up. We had to drill into that. We had to get down in there and figure out, okay, what is this? And then we need to get rid of it. So now that we've paid attention to building our foundation, what are the barriers that need to be broken up so we can strengthen our foundation and secure the foundation? Now it's time to lay that slab and let's build this building. Let's go on the first level. Let's level on up. We've dealt with down here. Let's come up. And for leveling up process, I want to talk to you guys about butterflies. I thought you would like that. Butterflies. There's something about butterflies. The caterpillar, in its stage, just feeds and feeds and feeds and feeds. If you have ever seen caterpillars attack a tree, there's holes in the leaves. They ain't hungry. They don't care what, they don't care nothing about the leaf. They don't care who else needs the leaf. They're hungry and they're going to eat. Period. Yes, with the T on the end. And they're just gonna consume, and then one day, they're like, I think I'm full. I think I've consumed all that I'm going to consume at this point. All right, let me go on out here and hang upside down for a while. Spin my little cocoon, my protective casing, my sense of protection while I'm transforming. Now here's the thing about being in that protective casing while you're transforming. The length of time that the caterpillar spends in the cocoon ranges. I can't say, oh yeah, they be in there 7 days and then they come out the butterfly. Cocoons last for 5 days, cocoons last for 10 days. It all depends on the climate. It all depends on the weather and the climate. Is it sunny? Is it rainy? Is it, humid? Is it dry weather? It all depends. But anyway, after they come out of that cocoon, they're this butterfly, right? And the butterfly goes around, and the butterfly is actually what lays the eggs that become the larva, that become the next caterpillar, and it's so on, and that's the cycle of life of the butterfly. So when we're talking about leveling up, we have to look at growing up. Leveling up, moving into a part of your life for the better. Sometimes we just got to grow up. And I'm not going to say it the way I want to say it because I am a member of Second Baptist Church. And since we are on the grounds at my church, I ain't going to have the Reverend talk about it. But we got to grow up sometimes. Which means we have to stop going by haphazardly consuming whatever we want, which also means doing whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do it. Which is hard to tell y'all because we grown. We grown. Woo, I couldn't wait to say those words. I couldn't wait. When on my 18th birthday, that's free to tell you, I rode around blasting Janet Jackson Control. I drove around. When I was 17, I did what people told me. That was long ago. I'm in control. They tell me nothing. I'm an adult now. I'm grown. I didn't know. I'm like, oh, cinnamon. Girl, that was just dumb. You had no idea what it meant to actually grow up. Amen. It's a maturity process. And it don't feel good. No. It don't feel good. And the maturity process happened when I went in the cocoon. But thank God for that protective casing. Thank God for his hedge of protection, even when I was too dumb to ask for it. Thank God for protecting me, even keeping me when I didn't want to be kept. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And he was like, yeah, nah, boo. Matter of fact, that's I put that on my phone. Nah, boo. Things that I wanted to do, and God was like, I can't let you. I can't let you do that. You're in my casing. I can't let you. I know you want to, and you're kicking and screaming and fighting and just mad, but I can't let you out yet. I'm protecting you while you're being transformed. While you are leveling up, I gotta keep you from some stuff. I gotta keep you from some folk. I gotta let this happen. And it took a long time for me because I was in a bad climate. I was in a bad climate. Going to the wrong churches for the wrong reasons, hearing the wrong kind of words.
Amen.
It happens. It happens. Hanging out with the wrong kind of people. Dealing with the wrong men. It happens. It happens. Separating myself from the people who meant me good so I can hang out with the people who didn't mean me no good.
Hello.
Because we had fun. The climate wasn't good. So now, if you remain surrounded by negativity, your maturity process may take longer, but once that butterfly emerges, they can go places they've never been before, see things they've never seen before. The lyrics of that song, I see better. I see clearer. My view is better. I can see things, it's like, oh gosh, I never thought I'd be here. I never thought I'd be standing in front of you saying any of this. Never thought I'd be looking out amongst your faces in this capacity. Never thought it. Never thought that. But here's the other thing that a butterfly can do, that a caterpillar can't do, that a caterpillar in the cocoon can't do. And this is why we must do the work to level up. Only in the butterfly stage can it lay eggs. The caterpillar cannot lay eggs. It might want to. In caterpillar stage, you may have some lessons you want to give people. You may have some things and tips and tricks and tools that you want to pass on to some folk. Even in cocoon stage, you might say, child, let me tell you what I learned about this. Let me tell you what I learned about that. But once we do the work, let God protect us in our transformation process and level up, we now have a testimony that we can give to someone else about what God has done for us in our lives. I said it earlier this week in a video. People are not afraid to fail. They're afraid to fail in front of other people.
Amen.
If I trip and fall and I'm at my house and ain't nobody in there, who knows? I ain't telling you.
Get up.
I am not telling y'all.
Get up and keep moving.
Only person that'll know is the person that might see the bruise. What happened to you? See, what happened was,
What had happened?
I had bumped into the table at work. I'm not telling you, but if I fall right here in front of all of y'all, after I got my little makeup done this morning, got my Spanx on, you know, feeling kind of cute. This is one of my favorite dresses. Yeah. Got my hair dyed, and curl, and leg to the side. And I just eat it. Right here. I don't want to do that. She said that y'all will help and pick me up. And that is the beauty of failing openly. It's part of the formula for a testimony. That's why we can't be scared to fail in front of other people. It strengthens our testimony. It makes it that much stronger. Because I can tell you, yeah, I used to be strung out on drugs or whatever, and none of y'all would know it because y'all didn't know me, y'all didn't see me, I did it privately, all of that. But if I was a known drug addict and came in here and told you how I overcame, is that testimony a little bit stronger?
Yes.
It's a little bit stronger. So after we go through our caterpillar and cocoon phase, after we've dealt with the barriers and broke up that ugly, nasty, traumatic stuff from our lives, from our memories, make that strong foundation. After we bust out of that cocoon and we become a butterfly, maybe that testimony is something else to be messed with. And that's why we must level up. Because we got work to do. Ladies, we got work to do. We have a lot of work to do. We have generational curses that need to be broken. Enough is enough, is enough, is enough. I got an attitude when it comes to generational curses, and I'm sorry, I just went there. But enough. Generational curses survive because we keep secrets. Enough. Why do we level up? Because we don't want our daughters to go through what we went through. Why do we level up? Because we don't need our sons to go through what we went through. We don't need our sons to cause the trouble that their daddies caused. We don't need our daughters to cause the trouble that their mamas caused. We don't need any more of this. Why do we level up in our finances? So we can stop selling grandma's house. I see that on Facebook all the time. Stop selling grandma's house. Well, we need some financial literacy. We need to know, what does it mean to get a mortgage? What does it mean to go and to have property taxes? What is escrow? What does it of that mean? Oh, I need a good credit score. Well, what you gonna do with it when you get it? Go out and get 5 more credit cards, and now you done dropped 100 points all over again. Why do we level up in our finances? To stop that foolishness. To stop the generational curse of poverty. Why do we level up in our minds? To stop this mental health foolishness that is going on with our babies taking their lives. Stop it. Why do we level up in our spirituality? Because pastors are killing themselves. Pastors, our spiritual leaders are dying. We've got to level up. We have got to level up. We have to. We can come to these events all day long. We can give my Sistahs Keeper money weekly. That's my goal. God's gonna bless me. God's gonna bless me to walk right up off my job and be self-employed and make enough money to put money in my Sistahs Keeper on a weekly basis. But in order for me to do all of that, see, I'm seeing on another level. See, I'm up on level 47. I gotta do the work down here. So I can get on that elevator, ride it on up. We've got to do that. Now, here's the last thing I want to leave you with. Once we get to butterfly level, butterflies do not concern themselves nor get agitated with caterpillars. Butterflies are not on the same level of, nor do they get agitated with caterpillars. We are all on different journeys. We are all at different stages of our leveling up. We are all at different points in our journey. And based on our climates, we might be in that cocoon just a little while longer than the next person. So we, in butterfly status, our job is to love. That's it. Amen. That's our one and only job. I'm going to love you through your caterpillar stage. I'm going to pray you through your cocoon stage. I'm going to pray for the weather while you're in your cocoon.